today. Today I am honored to be interviewing Kaitlin and Kaidele on
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Kaitlin, and I'm a single mom to a really sweet 9-year-old boy on the autism spectrum, and his name is Kaidale.
Yeah.
He is actually in gymnastics class right now, and I'm watching him jump on the trampoline.
Oh, nice. So, today we are going to be talking about parenting and autism. So, if that's the topic you want to hear about around, if you're new here, subscribe the button right down here. Like this video if you want more videos like this, and comment down below. I love reading your comments. So, my first question is, I know you are a single parent to a son with autism. Can you share a little bit about your autism diagnostic story with us?
Yeah, definitely. So Kaidale was diagnosed at 2 years old. I have been a single parent his whole life, and I was actually in nursing school when he was diagnosed. He was going to daycare, and they mentioned a couple things to me that he was doing that weren't really on track with, milestones. He wasn't responding to his name. He wasn't making eye contact or following directions even at a really young age. And so they suggested that I get his hearing checked and get him tested, and we went through all the steps and all the evaluations, and he was diagnosed at 2.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to me. I have a pony, and at 1 I wasn't walking, sitting up like I was supposed to. So I ended up with a diagnosis to have a pony. So
Yeah. I started watching part of the interview with your dad, and he seems like such a sweet dad. I really enjoyed that interview that you did with him, and he talked a little bit about your childhood, and
yeah.
I thought that was a really good one.
Thank you. Yeah, I read about a question about my diagnosis, and I was like, well, obviously we have a lot of new people over the past couple of months. I graduated high school. I really began to develop into a plan. So, yeah. So that's really good. My next question is, hey now about an autism diagnosis, how has your life changed? For example, your parenting style or your outlook on life?
Yeah, definitely. Kiddo's taught me so much about life and parenting and just overall being a good person. He's definitely shown me how to have a lot of patience and understanding, and just kind of live in his world and see the world through his eyes. I think it's shown me a lot, and definitely I've gotten a lot more out of being his parent, I feel like, than anything else. I really appreciate being his mom and everything that he's taught me.
Right. I know, like, for me, Animal Party has changed my life completely, in my opinion, for the better, because I think that people with special needs are more compassionate human beings.
Oh yeah.
And and then it also introduced me to a ton of people with a variety of disabilities, and that taught me how to take a look at the world and really put it in perspective about how human contact is so important to someone with a disability. And also my disability has changed the outlook of many people around me. I have about a friend that are like, oh my god, you changed my life. You made me a better human,
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I love them. They're all really good friends. If you had an opportunity to break down a common stereotype about autism or parenting, what would it be and why?
Well, I think a barrier for autism would just be the fact that a lot of people think that because Kaidale can't speak in full sentences, or he can't, have a conversation, I think people think he doesn't understand what they're saying to him. And, he also doesn't give a lot of eye contact to kind of indicate that he understands, but he definitely does. He understands everything that you say to him. So I think that that's one huge barrier for autism. And then for single parenting, I think there's a stigma that, it's like a weakness, and it has a lot more challenges, which it does. But I think that, oh, sorry, it's getting a little loud in here. But I think that, just breaking down the stigma that it's possible and you can really do anything you set your mind to. So, don't not do something just because you're a single parent. I try to make it a point to, I want Kaidale to have all of the same experiences that any other kid would have. So I don't not do something because he's special needs or because I'm a single parent. We just go do it anyways, and we figure it out as we go.
Right, definitely. Because the communication stereotype that you mentioned, a lot of people. So I have a friend of mine who has Rett syndrome, who uses a communication device, a talker with pre-programmed things, and a lot of people assume that really the name can't understand what you're saying, and I'm like, hold on, wait a second, don't get you and you make you have eye contact, make you operate with your eyes.
If I'm sorry, it froze.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying
it froze for a second. Sorry.
He operates with her eyes. So, it takes her twice as long to answer a question, but that doesn't mean he's not listening. You have to wait for her to answer because it takes her a minute of time to process what you said and to formulate her answer. One of my interviews that I've done on here, I did with a deaf, so someone who couldn't hear, and he was also nonverbal. And so I did that interview of an example of how communication, you must have to be patient, but people with disabilities will communicate with you in their own way.
Yeah, and it's so special when people take their time in public to, speak to Kaidale and go out of their way to involve him in the conversation. It means a lot to me and him when people do that.
Yeah, it definitely. I try and do that because when I was in high school, I had a ton of friends with autism. And I kind of grew up around that, and now no matter if they have autism or another disability, I always try and go up to them in public and say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My next question is, I know in one of your recent videos, I lost my mind in normal. You assess your situation that people don't know how to act when Kaidale is having a hard time in public. With that said, what are your top tips for autism awareness etiquette?
I don't expect people to be experts on autism or, any disability that they're not directly involved with. But what I do expect is for people to try to be aware and open-minded. I think the problem is just a lack of education and, almost just an obliviousness. I feel like sometimes when me and kiddo go out in public and he's having a hard time, that people can be a little bit oblivious. And so, for me, the thing that I find to be, the most life-changing and the most helpful when we're having a hard time in public is just when people are kind of aware and maybe, step to the side or, kind of can clear a path. Because for Kaidale, we like to make a quick exit when he gets when he has little meltdowns or things like that. And it's hard when you're in a crowded store or, in the middle of a crowd in a checkout line at Walmart or something like that. And, I think if somebody were to say, would you like to go ahead of me? Or just something simple like, how can I help you? Makes a huge difference,
Definitely. Because this is why I started my YouTube channel, because people don't have the resources to properly educate themselves on disability awareness, because people will be, oh, you have a physical disability. You must have a mental disability. And I'm like, no, you are wrong 100%. And so
I loved your video about disability etiquette. Was that your mom that was in it that was helping?
Yep.
Yeah, y'all were doing like role playing and like the right and the wrong way to approach somebody.
Right.
And I thought that was so informative because it gave people, like a visual of why something might be offensive or why it's the right or wrong way to approach somebody. So I thought that was a really good video. I appreciated that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I posted about it on Instagram, and I was like, do you guys want me to reenact this? Reenact what I put on my post, and all my viewers were like, yes, I do.
Yeah, I really liked that video a lot.
Yeah. What is one thing you wish people knew about autism or the value of life when it comes to living with autism?
One thing that I want them to know about the value of life is
with autism.
I think, Kiddo has really taught me to be more appreciative and just to live in the moment. I think Kiddo has also taught me that, what really matters in life and kind of like priorities. Sometimes those things that you think matter so much don't at all. So, he's really just taught me to appreciate kind of living in the moment and what really matters.
Definitely. Because I noticed that with my friends who have autism, they really appreciate the little things.
Yeah.
Not so much the big pistol. I mean, sometimes they appreciate the big pistol, but the simple act of doing something is so satisfying to them.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
And my last question is, what is your biggest piece of advice for new special needs parents?
I would say just to give yourself grace. There's no rule book and there's no, everybody parents differently. And I'm going to step over here. It's a little bit quieter. Sorry. Definitely say that, give yourself some grace. There's no rule book. There's no set in stone way. You just have to cross the bridges as you get to them and just learn to take a deep breath and be patient with yourself, be patient with your child. Don't get so hung up on, having to hit this milestone or having to hit this target or this goal. Each child is different and they will develop differently, and just have patience and give yourself some grace is, I think, my biggest advice.
Yeah, that is wonderful advice.
Thank you.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, Kaitlin, for being on my channel. And please subscribe if you're coming over from Kaitlin's channel. I would love for you to join the CPY family and comment anything else you want to know about autism, and I will try and find answers for you. Thanks for watching, guys.